Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris, the High Guy Jacobs, and today we're starting a brand new segment on the channel. It's called School's in Session, and the High Guy is going to be working one-on-one with players just like you to be able to help your accounts, give you a better idea on what to focus on, and make you hit a little bit harder for maybe the might that you have. Now, don't get me wrong, this is all personal advice, so take it all with a grain of salt. Realize that everybody's game is going to be a little bit different, but I hope that you enjoy us diving into people's accounts, taking a look at what they've built up so far and giving them a little bit of guidance or maybe tweaking their focus a little bit so that they can hit harder, play stronger, and obviously at the end, stay lifted. So, that being said, I hope you guys like it. Click the like button, smash the subscribe button if you haven't already, fill out the notification bell, comment down below, and join the community today. Become one of the highest members in Doomsday history. All of that being said, I hope you enjoy this first one. We're going to meet a player named GoblinofDoom. He's a new recruit to GROP. He has joined us fairly recently. And we spend a good amount of time going through the basics and a little bit of everything. So make sure you've got your notepad, your pen, a beverage, maybe a packed bowl, and something else ready to rock. Let's get into it. Okay, so GoblinofDoom. First off, I got to know where you got the name from.
I don't know. I just kind of came. I wanted something unique, and Goblin just kind of came to my mind. And then when my account got kind of big, I said I got to change my name to something a little more
Doom.
big.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's good. That's good. Okay, so on today's episode, basically what we're going to do is run through your account, answer some questions, take a look at what you're doing, take a look at what you're doing right, take a look at what you're doing wrong, kind of give you some advice from there. Now, before we go into it, are there any kind of basic questions or any kind of questions you have that you've been dying to get answered before we dive in?
I think we're gonna cover everything when we kind of go through all the different sections. Like, I don't know, if I'm building it right. So that's gonna be, I think, part of the whole walkthrough bit.
Perfect. So let's start from the beginning and kind of get an idea on what you're trying to do. Let's take a look at your profile for me real quick. Just click on your profile in the top corner. I want to see. So we're 174 million. Your parts are fairly heavily infantry focused. You do have ranged equipments in the red. You're obviously still working on your riders, but I can tell obviously from this position you are a range or a infantry main, correct?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, so that being said, that being the first thing that we're going to go through, let's take a look at what you have for heroes, and you can show me what lines you're working with. First off, how many lines do you actively fight with?
I tried going with 5, but I can tell I don't have the correct hero setup. So I've been leaning towards going either 3 strong hero lines and some like rider filler lines. I'll show you what I got.
Sure. Let's go look at some heroes. So instead of doing it from your might, actually, no, might is good. Let's do it from might. Might is fine. Let's see what we're looking at the top. So you've got Miyamoto at 4.2, pretty good. A Dutt at 3 million, pretty good. Bodala at 2.3. Now we're starting to fall off.
Yeah.
Now, do you lead with Thunder in the field?
No, typically, no, I don't. But I don't know whether I should be saying this, so you might want to edit this out. But since I bought this account and it's it was a free to play payer before.
Yep.
This is kind of how it came set up. This is how the other guy had it, and that's what I'm not sure. It's like, should I be leading with Thunder? I think I've been pairing Thunder up with like a Dutt as my number 2 line.
Okay, so we're gonna go through a whole bunch of stuff here today, and we're gonna kind of walk through and see if we can't get some stuff kind of fixed a little bit and give you a little bit of focus. So the first thing that I want you to do is take off all of the armaments on any hero that you have.
Okay.
Off all the heroes.
Oh. Okay.
Yep. Take it off of all the heroes.
Whoops. Yeah, I've also thrown some elite stuff on my.
Yeah, the ones you can leave on your farmers, that's fine. You got farming stuff. If they're out farming, then I wouldn't worry too much about them. If they were back, then we could deal with it. But if they're not, then we'll worry about them afterwards.
I don't think anybody else has anything more than maybe 1 or 2 purples on them. All the gold stuff is definitely on just my infantry.
Let's go through and make sure that we have it off of everybody else except for your farmers. So anybody else that you have. Yeah, you should have nobody else. Okay, that should be fine. So you don't have to click on it. You can actually just look if there's colors on it in the image.
Oh.
So if you just click on Sia for example, the girl in purple. Yeah, just like there, you can see there's a blue and a purple, so you can take those ones off.
Oops, which one?
Off of Lewis and off Sia. Yep. Oh, Sia's farming, so you leave her alone. But you can take the ones off Lewis. That guy, Edward.
Oh yeah, I was using him as a garrison in. I can't remember for what. He was like, an emergency backup garrison guy.
Mm-hmm.
He was not not a serious garrison, but
no judgment. No judgment. We all put armaments on people they shouldn't have it. Wait until I put my armaments on Stan.
I hope not. Yeah, I don't. If I have anything on these other guys, it's like I've forgotten they ever had them.
Yeah,
like
that's fine. You shouldn't be able. At this point, you should be okay. I think.
Okay.
I mean, at 217, I don't think you'll have anybody else with armaments. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. I want you to go to your bag for a second. And I want to take a look at what our armaments look like. So go to your armament section. Let's scroll down a little bit. Let's look at what we're looking at. Infantry. Got some devices. What do your superbs look like? Click through your superbs for me. Augmenter 5 strikes. Okay. Let's see its hones. Travel.
Oops.
No, that's fine. Squad damage. That's good. That's a good one. 5% damage is a great one. Squad block, squad travel speed's got to come off. Infantry squad block's got to change. Okay, so that's a pretty good augmenter. That's nice. Level 2, that's good. Okay. Scroll down a little bit farther. I'm just getting a mental image right now. Scroll down. Oh, you got some stuff on Parked on Wook.
Oops. Let me just go out and I think I put some stuff on him when I do like water wars and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So instead of backing out, now don't back out from here. Go back into your heroes. Let's talk about your hero lines. Because you want to look at arming the leaders of your hero lines, right? As best as we can. Yeah. And kind of going from there. We know we're going to put some on the farming and stuff like that, and I'll give you some tips on stuff like that for farming and gathering. But let's look first at our hero pairings. So looking at the heroes that you have, scroll down. We've got Bodala, Miyamoto, Adat, Tom, Eddie, Thunder. So you've effectively got enough for 3 decent lines. Click on your Robert for a second.
No, he's nobody.
Okay, what about your Riven and Raigoro?
Riven's good. She's 2 points away from Awakening.
Okay.
Raigoro is 4 points away.
Okay. So you've got a couple of decent setups for, like, your Garrison line is looking pretty decent for what you're going to be working. I would probably Garrison Thunder Riven right now until you get Riven Awakened, and then until you get Raigoro Awakened, I would probably Garrison Thunder Riven.
Okay.
So we will look at putting armaments on him just for the simple fact that he's going to be running Garrison for you. Like, so you'll have him, garrisoned in your shelter, or if you ever need a line to garrison in a field or something like that, so we can put that there as well. But let's look at from the rest of it what we want to do for our actual lines for fighting. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So with what you have, we've got a couple of options. My first pairing that I would suggest would allow you to do a couple of things and save some armaments. Because here's the thing. If you back out for a second, go back out to your main screen, and let's look at your might. We've dropped 10 million off your might.
Ooh. Yep.
Okay? Just in armaments. Now, we're going to put that 10 million back on, but we're going to put it on, and then we're going to take a look at what you have extra. Because you have a ton of armaments that you don't need, that are increasing your rating, and that are basically taking you away from being able to use and trade them in for other fragments that'll make you stronger. Okay?
Yeah.
So we kind of want to take a look at that. Do me a favor, back out a little bit, and let's take a look at the saved marches you have. I want to see what you saved already, like what you had thought about for your marches. Miyamoto Eddie, Adat Tom, Bodala Riven, Thunder Lee.
Yeah, let me see if no, that's my zombie line. And this was like, so these are my two, quick march lines that may have been set up for a particular event. I can't remember exactly, but these are basically what I would run with.
Okay. And to be fair, this doesn't look too bad. It's decent pairings by themselves. They work like Bodala Riven, works pretty well together. Miyamoto Eddie looks good together. Adut Tom is a classic line. Thunder Lee makes sense because that gives you a lot of debuffing power and a lot of sustain in the field. Not a lot of damage, but a lot of debuffing. So that makes sense.
Yeah, at least it helps out the other lines.
Right, and that makes sense. The only things that I would look at switching up a little bit would be I would look at probably going something like Miyamoto or like Bodala Miyamoto. I would probably look at something like Adut Eddie. And then I would probably look at something like Thunder Tom in the field.
Okay. Yeah. Yep.
And then I would stick with those three lines. I mean,
you should I change them?
Sorry, go ahead.
Should I change them right now? Or I can go back and
we're just talking about ideas. Because here's the thing, what you have set up right now is good too. I don't see a problem with it, right? It in theory would work out well. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to basically consolidate all of your power so that you're hitting more effectively, right? Out of smaller troops. Because you can send out 1 million troops here, but what efficacy is your 1 million troops going to do, right?
Yeah, if they're all like suboptimal lines, then they're not hitting as hard as they could and lasting as long as they could.
Exactly. And if they have the wrong armaments and they got the wrong hones and they got the wrong, all that kind of stuff, I mean, that will obviously play a part. So the concept comes down to basically being as efficient as you can. And in my opinion, with the heroes that you have available, I would suggest you looking at activating... Just hold on a second. Okay, anyways. Where were we talking about?
Consolidating my lines and
getting back to a situation where you're basically going to be running 3 lines, maybe even 2. Right? If your 2 lines, for example, hit as hard as like you have a 4.3 and a 3.5 million, right?
Yeah.
Well, your 2 million. Sorry, go ahead.
That's like 3.1, 3.2, I think.
Right. And your Miyamoto is 4.2, right?
Top 2. Yeah.
So you look at something like that, and once you get to your Bodala where it starts to drop, and you're at what 2.6, I think 2.7, and then your Thunder was at like 1.7, 1.8, right?
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm.
So that basically tells you that 2 of those lines are doing absolutely nothing, right? Except providing troops to be sent to the hospital.
Well, but the Thunder Lee is giving some debuffs, so that's
sure
partially.
Yeah, you're sacrificing 250,000 troops to bring a little bit of debuff. And the problem is you're going to end up turning more of that 247,500 troops into deaths because of the fact that Thunder is healing, turning more of your heavily wounded or lightly wounded into heavily wounded into hospital troops.
Yep.
So that becomes the problem with Thunder. Now, there's nothing wrong with running a debuffing line, but you still want to make sure that you have decent armaments on it. So even if you swapped it out so that you had like a Bodala Miyamoto line and then a Thunder, and then you use your Thunder Lee line as your second one, and your Thunder is wearing your 3.5 million set. Well, that's gonna mean that you're doing more damage, you're absorbing more damage, and being able to buff more at a lower cost.
Yeah, more efficient.
That's exactly what we're looking at doing. So the first question you're going to want to ask yourself is, how many marches are you going to want to play with? And ideally, if I were you, I'd be looking at probably fighting with 2 and saving at least 1 for garrison and 1 or 2 for rallies. Because here's the thing, as an infantry, you talked about filling out possibly with rider troops. There's no worse decision than sending out rider or rain troops. Right? There's no worse decision than you could do than to send out a line of because I'll tell you, not only do they get killed faster, they fill your hospital, and because you're an infantry main, if you fill your hospital with riders, then your infantry gets sent to the aid station.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then now you have a bigger hassle trying to heal up your infantry troops, which to me doesn't make any sense. So
Yeah.
as an infantry main myself, my whole goal is to make sure that I'm as efficient with my infantry as possible. So even myself, I fight with only 3 lines, save 1 for rally, 1 for garrison.
Okay.
Right?
That makes
Same type
sense.
of idea.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, what are our 2 leading heroes? Well, I would pick probably Bodala.
Okay.
I would probably pick Bodala. And then I would probably pick a Dutt as your secondary to run your 2 lines, and then equip Thunder as your 3rd for garrison, and then start working on your garrison set.
Okay.
Right? Because everybody needs to have a garrison set regardless. Because if you get burned at home, you still want to make sure that you have a good protection set at home, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's always going to be something you're going to want to have. So being able to equip, Bodala, and then equip a Dutt, and then equip Thunder, then we can see where we're at. So let's go to a Bodala first.
Oh, I should back out.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. Go to Bodala in the hero screen. Let's go to his armaments, and let's just quick equip. We're just going to quick equip for now. We can always come back and change it to be what's more specific.
Okay.
Okay, so back out of that. Let's go to a Dutt. Let's quick equip her, and then go to Thunder and quick equip him. Okay, so from here, these 3 heroes are effectively the only infantry heroes that you need armaments on. Okay?
Okay. Everything else is just, I should just scrap it and try to build up the rest of the stuff.
That's a little nuanced, but that's effectively the answer without more words. I'll go into a little bit of detail how you're going to want to take a look at that, but that is effectively what we're going to be doing. We're going to be looking at what you have extra for armaments that are just sitting in your bag that you can dismantle, and then use those for other parts for legendary things. Because if you look at your Thunder, for example, or even if you look at your Bodala, go to Bodala for a second, you'll see that even he has purple armaments, right? Even he has purple devices, so you'll still have to be able to replace those ones for golds when you get them. If you go to a Dutt, for example, she still has some purple actual devices or actual equipment, so you'll want to be able to change those out for legendaries as soon as you can, right? So obviously those ones you're going to want to keep, but outside of that, we're basically going to kind of get rid of everything else. Now, before we do want to think a little bit about the future, because you are an infantry main, but there will eventually be a period, as long as you continue growing, where your ranged and your riders will eventually be strong too, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So you still want to kind of work on your a rider set and a range set, right?
Okay.
Like you should still, in theory, be working on at least one set. But from my opinion, you only want to work on the superbs of that set. Because like I said, you're never going to be fighting with them in the field, right?
Yeah.
They're only there for rallies and garrisons, so your armaments are entirely irrelevant, right?
Yeah.
So in that situation, all we're looking at is a little bit of the future. So look at the superbs for the ranged and superb for riders. So pick your top rider, whoever you want to use for bounty ground, water war, whatever it is. Pick your top rider.
Well, I guess for now I'll just look at Cynthia, even though I know she's a little expensive and probably needs. I think most people say that she needs the skin to be, A tier, S tier.
Yes, I mean she obviously needs the skin. She's super outdated, but if you're using her for water war or bounty ground, you're not using her for her fighting capabilities. You're using for her speed anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay, yeah, that's who I would use.
So click on her armament set. Click on the backpack. Let's see what you have for a backpack. You don't have a superb, so don't worry about putting that on her. Look at her boots. You don't have the superb, so I wouldn't worry about putting it on her. Look at the devices. Okay. What devices do you have left over? You've got one legendary device, a mask. Scroll down. Oh boy, we are going to teach you something, my friend. Scroll up a little bit. Do you see that device you have on a Dutt? The big, not the mask, but the other one?
Yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you a question. What do you think this device is for?
Farmers.
Okay. So if we know that it's for farm, why would you put it on a fighter, and why would you try to stat it for fighting stuff?
That was how it came.
That's how it came.
I
You
think
haven't
it's
put
because-
anything into this?
No. It came like this already. I think it's because you can buy it in the VIP store for what is it? It's not even diamonds.
No, for steel.
It's steel. Yes, I think that was why it was a free to play build. So they just said, well, I can get a device for steel, and they built it up all the way up to a 5-star.
Yep, which is totally fine. I have 5 of them, all at 5-star.
Okay,
But they're only on my farmers.
Farm.
They're on my 5 farming lines. Because remember, how many marches do you have? 3. So how many devices do you need? 6 maximum.
6, yeah. Yep.
And you already have how many masks?
Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And you can
not
combine
all of them are built.
Now, granted, you can combine the 2 stars and like the 2 2-stars and the 1-star and probably get a 4-star out of it or something like that, which would still give you 3 and then the 3 you have before, but then you still have the plasma blade.
Yeah.
Right? So you still have that one, plus you have the EM turret that you're working on as well.
Yeah.
So these ones should be saved exclusively for your farmers, and you should have them balanced across all 5 farmers. And I'll help you with your farmers too, so that, because I know that a lot of people have farmers wrong. They've got them set up wrong, and so that they farm at different times, and it's kind of a pain in the butt. So I'm gonna help you with that as well. I've got an answer for that too. If you want it, obviously, unless you're good with your farming stuff.
No. I definitely want to hear what you got to say, because it is. I mean, roughly when my farmers finish, they're usually within about 15 to 20 minutes other when they finish up, which isn't horrible. It's not like there's an hour difference between when they typically finish, but it would be nice if I tightened them up so that there would be a smaller finish window when they all are done.
I typically have all 4, like the 4 main marches come in typically about 6 or 8 minutes of each other, like all within a 6 to 8 minute window.
Yeah, that just makes it so much easier.
Yeah, so you really only have to come back a little bit at a time. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. Go to a DUT and take off that device. Take off that device. Oh, yeah. And put on the EM turret just so that you have it there.
Okay.
Now, we're going to back out. We're going to go to your ranged hero, your lead ranged hero. And don't you dare say Nora.
No. I'm not quite that bad.
Just pick Lewis. Put it on Lewis. Lewis is fine.
Whoops, where was he?
Right at the top. Right next to Raigaro. There you go.
Okay.
Let's look at Lewis and see if you have any superbs for your range set. Look at your gun. Nope. Look at your boots. Nope. Perfect. This is going to make it a lot easier for us. Because here's the thing. All of these extra armaments in your bag are adding to your rating without doing anything for you.
Okay.
Doesn't add to your might, but it adds to your rating. And then, if we can dismantle those, we can use the steel that you get from it to get the fragments that you need for the armaments that you want. So it becomes it becomes a nice exchange in that sense. Okay? So from here, let's go back to your bag. Let's look at our armaments. Let's scroll down. And what do we not have equipped? Some infantry stuff, some infantry stuff, some infantry stuff, some rider stuff, which is regular stuff.
And then it's
elites
after that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay, so here's what I want you to do. You do have your couple of superbs that you have on there for your infantry, the 2 infantry set and the what's it called? The briefcase. So I want you to go to any other, go to Raigaro in the hero section. And let's put those 2 superbs on Raigaro. So the helmet, and I think it was the gun? The vest? Nope, not the gun.
Boot.
Not the boots.
No.
Pants. And I don't think you got the backpack. I think that's already working on it. Yeah, you've already got a level 2 backpack you've got, and your vest, I think, is already on a DUT or something. Oh wait,
No, I don't even have a superb. It's on.
It's on Thunder.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's going to be your goal. Go to your armament bag for a second. Any armament that you have that is not on somebody right now or is not in place to replace an elite. So a DUT, scroll down to your elite armaments for a second. A DUT has a vest. A DUT has, which is going to be replaced by your other vest that you have up there. I believe you already have a vest. Yeah, you've got the ammo vest or whatever it is next to the gun. Just below that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that will be going to replace the ADUT. The reinforced armor will be going to replace what ADUT is wearing.
Okay.
So keep that one. The gun that you have can go to replace the one that Thunder is wearing, so keep that one.
Okay.
The boots, scroll down. The boots you can just get rid of. Scroll up. Yeah, those boots there. Those ones there, those anti-blast boots, you can probably, you can make two decisions, right? You can get rid of them because they're not doing anything for you. And you already have the 5-star and the other anti-blast boots. Or you can save them and work towards another set of infantry armament so that you can eventually run another line.
Yeah. So I would probably go that way because I spend, I'm probably considered like a mid-low spender. So I do, it's not going to take me forever to start building up some other good golds.
The thing is, it's not about the armaments. It's about the hones. So you can have as many armaments as you want, but you're going to be hindered by hones either way. So every single set that you have, that's why you're going to be working on one superb set and 2 legendary sets. Right? You're going to work on one superb set, pardon me, and then 2 superb sets. Maybe 3 maybe 3 legendary sets.
Okay.
Right? But your superb set is going to kind of be your bee's knees. That's what's going to get you your 7.5 million or 7.2 million, I think, is the highest that you can get on that, on your superbs. Okay? So that's going to go in your strongest line regardless once they get leveled up. But even if you look at keeping these boots, which is totally fine, there's nothing wrong with keeping those boots. Just remember that the biggest hindrance is going to be finding the hones for that, not the armament fragments.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, just being able to save up, and then you got to wait for a honing event,
right,
to pop up.
Exactly. So the option is obviously you can dismantle and go for the other fragments of the boots that you want. Once you have boots, use the fragments for the other parts that you want, or save it up for an eventual 4th one or 5th line, depending on what you want to do. But that's going to be what you're going to do with your infantry stuff. With the briefcase that you have there, you're going to put that superb briefcase on any of your leaders, whether it's Bianca or Lee or Victor. It doesn't really matter. You can put them on anyone there. And
can I do it now?
Sure. Yeah, do it right now.
Yeah, because Bianca, I know we were talking a little bit earlier that I was thinking about getting Bianca up because she's just such a good buffer.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking of that she might make a good addition. Yeah,
she will. I mean, she's a good addition to any line, especially if you're doing. I mean, you can do something like a Thunder Bianca would be fine. Raigoro Bianca would be fine. Any of those big tanky guys with Bianca would be fine.
Yeah.
That's not a problem by any stretch. But I do want to ask you, because you do have another extra backpack as well. So just like you have the boots, you now have an extra pair. You actually have an extra backpack as well for your infantry.
Yeah.
Just keep that in mind. So again, that's the same type of situation. There's no real place for it to go because your 3 lines already have your legendary backpacks on them. So if you are going to work on a second set or another set, then put them on somebody. Because that way, if it's going to count towards your rating, it might as well count towards your might too.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Got it. Yeah.
So now, but if you scroll down into your elites, and if you look at your bicycle ones, you can get rid of your ranged ones, or just before we go to the elites, the last 2 in the legendary section, you can get rid of your bike ones, And you can get rid of those and dismantle those. Don't do it now. You can dismantle all at a later time when you feel comfortable, so it's not all live.
Yeah. Yeah.
But you can basically dismantle those for the parts that you need, or the metal slugs, so that you can get new fragments.
Okay.
And when it comes to the purples, any of the ones that you don't have equipped right now, you can, except for your face masks, you can get rid of.
Yeah. But also
except for the high performance motors, the devices you'll keep, but the other everything else you can pretty much get rid of.
Yeah. All this other stuff is just not doing anything.
It's not doing anything. And then we will discuss what to do with your farmers and how to equip them. But I'll be honest, even your blues and greens, you want to get rid of those too.
Yeah, it's just like empty calories, right?
Yeah, it's totally empty calories. They're sitting there doing nothing for you. So let's go back out for a second. I want to see your marches, because we can actually how close is your girl coming back to farming?
I think she's in a Alliance Center right now. I can pull her back now. She's been there for like 8 hours, 9 hours.
Okay, well, if she's just in the Alliance Center, pull her back for me. And then while that's returning, go to your heroes, go to Sarah, and take off her armaments. She should be at the top. She'll have good might because she's got full equipment. Yeah, there she is. Right next to Miyamoto. That's Maxine.
Oh, wait, that's Maxine.
Sarah's just left at Miyamoto.
Oh, yeah. And just take it all off?
Yeah, take it all off. Take it all off. Man, I went to my son's game the other day, baseball game. I got sunburned so bad on my arms.
Ooh.
I look like a cherry Oreo. It's pretty bad. Okay, I think you still had some armaments on Julia. Make sure you get those off too. And then the ones on Sia and Maxine, you can take those off too.
Yeah, I just have like
Yep, just two blues on there for nothing. Yep, for no reason. Kate, go to your armaments and see if you have anybody else with armaments on, besides the ones that we put them on earlier. So Bodala, Adut, Thunder, Ragaro. Yeah, keep going. We should have the rest of them off. Yo!
Oh, Granny.
Almost. Granny and Steel Dude.
And? Okay, so 3. Yeah. All right, I'll go back. I'll strip them off.
Granny, what's his face, and what's her face? Chris, Granny, and... I can never remember his name. It's not Kyle.
I keep
thinking he's a Kyle.
Is he the drone guy?
No, yeah. He's the drone guy. Some Russian name. I keep forgetting it. Right there.
Oh, there it is.
Alexander Sokolov.
Okay.
Okay, so now we're gonna do. We're gonna talk a little bit about armaments for your farmers, and we're gonna actually set up your farming lines.
Okay.
Because this is gonna be pretty easy, and it's a lot of fun, and it's pretty simple. So first and foremost, I want you to find a food node, a level 7 food node. I want you to click Gather, Create Squad. And I want your first squad to be Sarah Vandermeer paired with a girl named Chris. Right there at the top. Yep.
Okay.
Now, this is going to be your food march.
Okay.
Okay. And I want you to save this march in your green number 1.
Okay, so I was already there, yeah.
I've always used green as farming. I've always found it to be the easiest way. If you want to use blue for zombies and you want to use the gray ones or the black ones for fighting, that's up to you. But we'll talk about those too.
Yeah, I'm a little red-green colorblind, so maybe I picked the wrong one.
What colors do you see then if you're red-green colorblind?
They kind of blend together.
Do they all look the same?
No, they don't look the same. But when someone says red, sometimes I would call it a green. And sometimes when they say, oh, that's green, it looks a little more reddish. It's like there's a blurred line between what's red and green to me. It's not like, oh, that's obviously, I would call it, I just need to change the name I call it. There's this weird, like, flickering kind of. Like certain shades to me it'll lean red, but everyone else would say that's actually kind of green.
Interesting.
And other ones I'll say the opposite. So which was the green one?
So
The first row, second row, third row?
The second row is green. The third row is, for me, the second row is green.
Yeah.
The third row is blue, and the first one is brown.
Okay. Yeah, see, to me, the first row actually looks, I would actually call it slightly reddish.
Okay.
Because brown has a little bit of red kind of
Yeah.
in it. So, yeah, that's just my own eyes.
Okay, so I mean, again, you can save them however, whichever one works best for you. I always, I guess, have no clue how to think of it with a red-green color blindness, so I can't even assume to tell you how to do that. But either way, this is going to be your food line. So anytime you're going to be farming a food node, you can just click out this. You click on the food node, click on your number one, from the middle bracket, which you can do by clicking the little arrow switchy button.
Yeah.
And then you can send out just your one line, and that'll be automatic. And if you notice, your load is just above what the load of the node is, so you'll never leave a node behind.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's going to be your food node. Now I want you to find a wood node, and for your wood node, you're going to go first roll Jeremy, which is correct. Second, support is going to be Grandma. Michelle. Save that as your number 2 in the middle.
Oh, in the middle?
Yep, right where you did it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, number 2 in the middle. Number 2 in the middle column. That's your wood node. Okay, that's going to be your wood node slot. Let's go find a steel node. Hey, you got one right above it. Now, this one you're going to go with Alexander, and the second one you're going to do the girl who's blue with glasses. The blue girl with glasses. I can't remember her name. Michelle, I think. No, Michelle's grandma.
Oh, yeah.
Angela. That's her name. Angela.
Yeah.
That's your steel line. So save that as number 3. And then lastly, find an oil node and gather that up. And you're going to, that's in fact your oil line right there. So save that one there as number 4. Now, go find a wood or a food node. Send out your food. Nope.
Whoop.
Perfect.
There we go.
Find a wood node. Send out your old wood. Someone's already gathering there. You sneaky son of a bitch. Just kidding. You node thief. Just kidding. Yeah, send out your wood.
Okay.
Send out your steel. Send out your oil.
Well, and someone else's. Right? Yep.
Mm-hmm. Now, we want to do our 5th gathering march, but we want to prep it to make sure that we're not going to leave nodes behind. So find a food or a wood node, whichever you prefer. Click gather. Save that march as your number 5. Okay? Now, here's the thing. Those 4 marches, plus this one, all have approximately the same gathering speed. So if you look at your nodes, for example, go look at your nodes. You don't have to
send this march out?
You don't have to. You can if you want, but you don't have to. Look at the complete times.
Yeah, 8, 9, 13. So that's within 4 minutes, and then once Maxine hits, she might be in another minute or 2 because she walked away. 2:09. Wow.
Still within the same one. So you're having all 4 of them come back within a 4-minute window.
Yep. That's tight.
Okay. Now that's without putting any equipment on them. Okay.
Yeah.
And we're going to outfit these guys with equipment. And this is something that you're going to want to do and use your elite chips for. In fact, this is the only thing that I would suggest using your elite chips for.
Okay.
Is farming equipment. Because this is a farming game as much as it is a fighting game. You need to farm just as efficiently as you do fight.
Yep.
Okay. So let's look at what you have for armaments for these specific heroes now. No, I don't want to go to the armaments. Let's go to the heroes themselves. Because we know who we're going to be leading these marches with. We know who our 5 gathering leaders are. Let's look at the most important. Let's ask ourselves a couple of important questions. As an infantry main, what is your most important resource?
I don't know.
Food, wood, and oil.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, steel just piles up.
Right. And I believe for infantry, it's mostly food. Like, that's the biggest thing that we have is typically food. But it's like food, wood, and oil. These are the kind of the biggest things that we need to focus on. So in my opinion, our oil is the most needed resource in the whole game.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh yeah. The last event I was in, that's what I bottomed out on oil, and I had to start using a bunch of packs to refill it.
So here's what I want to do. I want to give our oil line the biggest boost that we can. So click on Maxine. Click on her armaments. Oh, they're out. We can't even equip them because I have them all out.
Ah, that's right.
Yeah, this is the moment when you kind of do stupid things and realize you've done stupid things.
Yeah.
So it's not a problem. I mean, I can give you the list and you can kind of deal with it on your own. But your whole concept is that of the equipment, if your armaments don't provide either like the base armaments, and I'm not talking about the hones that you can put on, okay? If the base armaments do not provide gathering speed of the required resource or squad load, you're not going to use it. Okay. But
just hyper focus. Yeah.
But every bit of equipment that has gathering speed or squad load, you will put on every one of your gathering things. So I'll give you a prime example. There is, if you look at the shovel, which I think you have a couple of, go to your inventory for a second. Yeah, you got a shovel. Shovel provides gathering speed just by itself.
Yeah. Yep.
So you want to have one shovel on every single of the 5 leaders that you have.
Yep.
Okay?
Got it.
Now, if you have multiple copies, there's a whole lesson that we can get into later about like dismantling and not dismantling, sorry, but like restarting. There's a armaments where you can refresh the armaments back to when they were like basically before you merge them together.
Yeah. I think I've heard of that. You can break them back down and you can get all the individual 0-star stuff.
Yes, and we're gonna do that with your. We're gonna do it with your high performance motor to make sure that everyone gets at least a couple of high performance motors on them.
Okay.
So we will do that, but just know that that's always an option, especially if you haven't put extra hones into trying to get these. Because here's the thing: if you look on this shovel right now, you have a 7.2% gathering speed, but then you have 5.6% steel gathering and 5.1% oil gathering. Are you ever going to take a benefit of steel and oil at the same time?
No, yeah, it's splitting it because I never really had separate node lines, so it was just kind of like, well, they're going to be out there doing something, and then when I use the plain hones, if I got a good number on a gathering speed, I'll be like, yeah, that sounds good, I'll keep it.
And that makes sense. But now that we have a better idea what we want to do, even having level 1 hones, like even having level 1 universal shovel. So here would be a prime example where I would actually think about dismantling the universal shovel that you have. Not dismantling it, sorry, but resetting it.
Yeah.
And then having all of those universal shovels, because that's going to give you more of an overall gathering speed for all of your stuff versus a heavy gathering speed for your steel, which we've also agreed is not important for us.
Yeah. Oh,
right?
Yeah, true. It's useless, really.
Right. So in this situation, this would be one of those things where I would look at the universal shovel and actually think about resetting it and then putting one shovel on every single one of your 5 gatherers.
Yeah. Could we go through that right now? Just taking it apart, just so you can everyone can
go to your backpack.
That's something I've never done before, but I've heard of.
Yeah, let's do it right now. Go to your backpack into your armament section, and let's go look at that shovel. Well, actually, let's not do it to the shovel, just so that it gives you some time to think, because there is a steel gathering one on there, and if you do want to focus on steel, it is nice to have an extra 5%. Let's do it to your high performance motor.
That one?
No, the top one, the one that you just had, the big one. Yep, that one. Click the little unlock button at the top right. Click the reset button. It's now going to tell you you're going to get 100% of the rank up materials used. You'll return it to 0 star. It'll give you 10 of these to use. And had you put extra stuff into it, you would have gotten all that material back as well.
Okay, but only if you use the full hones, correct?
Mm-hmm.
The lesser hones. It's
No.
that all goes
just
with.
like it says here, it says honing materials will not be returned.
Okay.
Right, so you don't get your hones back. Pardon?
Yeah. What else can you put into it then besides hones when you rank it up?
Well,
nothing else really.
Because the hones come out randomly generated, right?
Okay.
So this becomes the secret. You can actually theoretically hone things for free. Okay?
Okay.
Because
I've heard about that. Yeah, I could keep building them up, and then
if you don't get the hone that you want on the base ones, you can reset them and start again for free. And as long as you don't put any hones into it, you're not wasting any honing materials.
Got it.
So click reset. Yep. And now you have 10 new armaments.
Yep.
Which all have brand new hones on them.
Yep.
So tap an empty space to close. Yeah, click on your devices, scroll up, and you've got, 10 new device selections. Now, what you're going to want to do, and this is where the time comes in. Honing for free, but it's a grind. Okay?
Yeah.
You're going to want to look for whichever and shoot for those main. You basically want your first hone to be the main specific hone you want for gathering. So you're looking for steel gathering, you're looking for wood gathering, oil gathering, any of those ones. And if you didn't get any, then merge all 10 of them together, dismantle it again.
Rolling. Okay, and keep rolling the dice until you start getting good ones.
Yeah, until you get at least the first one, the main farming node, the main farming resource one that you want, whether it's oil, food, steel, or wood.
Got it.
Now, you can do it if it's squad load too. That's fine. I'm not sure if you know about hones, but you can put 2 honing attributes of the same thing on each hone.
Yeah.
Right? So you can put 2 steel gatherings and 2 squad load on one gathering thing, which will give you a ton for steel. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Got it.
So it's the same type of concept. And that's how you're going to roll through your high-performance motors, and you're going to make sure that you have as balanced as you can across the 5 gathering heroes that you have.
Got it.
Okay?
That's smart. That's efficient.
It's time-consuming. It's a pain in the butt, but it's an easy way to start upgrading your farming stature really, really quickly. Okay?
Yeah. I mean, long run, it pays off.
Right. Yeah. And since farming is such a big deal, you can get that, right now you're farming in 2 hours, 10 minutes. You can get that down to 1 hour and 45. You can get it down to 1 hour and a half. It just becomes more efficient. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's the basis of your farming stuff. And like I said, what you're going to be focusing on is specifically the armaments that are providing the actual resource gathering buff or squad load. If those are basic stat buffs on the armament, then you'll keep it. Other than that, you'll get rid of it. So if you go through your elites right now, take your filter off. Yeah. You just got it filtered on devices. And go down to your elites for a second. So keep going, scroll down a little bit farther. I want to see your farming ones. Okay, so you got a couple of farming ones. So you've got the shovel is a farming one. The oil pants that you see there are a farming one. The miner pants, those are oil gathering speed.
Yeah.
The goggles that you have right below it is a farming one. Those are steel gathering. The next one, the boots, are food gathering.
Yep.
And then the jacket is squad load. So and then the strap case, the backpack that you have there is wood.
Wow.
And squad load.
You know it all.
I've spent a lot of time looking through this shit. And it has squad load too. So here's what I would do. Okay?
Okay.
I would look at putting on every single hero of your farming heroes 1 jacket and 1 strap case. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
1 shovel. And then the specific armament to their thing. So that your food gatherer will get your boots, your steel gatherer will get the goggles, your wood gatherer is already getting the strap case, so that doesn't matter. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah. So every farmer gets the 3 basics that give you either pure gathering or squad load, and then the 5 lines they'll get the resource specific bonus armament that we can build up. Got it.
Correct. Other than that, get rid of the rest. So like you got the hammer, the axe that's right above the strap case that you have there, the sawtooth axe that has no value, get rid of it.
Yep.
The other pants right next to them have no value, get rid of them.
Yep. Only thing is now is that I've been using my Peggy as my zombie killing line because she gets that big reduction in stamina.
Yep.
I mean, I could maybe keep it just for that. I don't know. I do use her a lot as far as going out and hitting hives because she only pays 175.
There's going to be the benefit you're getting for this extra 3% damage dealt to zombies. Right?
Yeah.
That benefit of the damage of the 3% damage dealt to zombies is negligible compared to the might that it's adding to you, compared to the rating that it's adding to you. And what we're trying to do is be as basically as skinny as we can, but hit as hard as we can.
Okay,
and you're never going to, in this game, you're never going to, because remember, they just released level 40 zombies. Are you having problems with level 40 zombies?
No, they're I mean, at the might I'm at, they're nothing.
They're less than a speed bump. They're inconsequential. They're irrelevant. So anything that you're doing to boost your damage to zombies is just wasted might for yourself that's doing nothing but inflating your stats.
Yeah. See, this is the stuff I need to learn. Perfect.
Right? So those work overalls, again, you can get rid of those. The fireman jacket that you have there, you can get rid of that one. The survivor jacket, because again, it's doing nothing for you. Because you're not fighting with these squads. You don't ever plan to fight with your farming squads.
Yeah.
Right? So
if they get hit, they're gonna get zeroed.
Yeah, there's no it's not like you're building up a fighting squad for your farmers. That's not the case. You want them to farm as fast as they can, and ideally to move as fast as they can. So you're gonna hone travel speed on there as well.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So you hone the only hones that you'll put on those farming ones are either the farming specific hone that you want, squad load, or travel speed.
Yep.
And that's really what it comes to farming. It's pretty simple from there. Everything else you can get rid of, and then take all of those fragments, use them every single week at the Armament store. You know where the Armament store is, right? Yeah,
it's the subs.
Yeah, it's part of the whole thing, that whole building. But go there every week, and here, go there for 1 second for me. Just go to that building for me for 1 second. Go to the Armament store, if you're still there, unless you disconnected.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. Did you unshare your screen?
It just the Discord just crashed on me. It just it blanked out. I thought, because I just gotten a power warning like 5 minutes ago, and I plugged in, but I'm getting juice when the blank screen went away. It was at 21% power still. So I thought I had died, but I think Discord just crashed.
Yeah, it might have. Just start your.
I got to reset everything because now the sound is all screwed up again. And
but you got the gist of what to do with the farming armaments.
Oh yeah. It's just focus on the good stuff.
Yeah, focus on the hones that are specific to it.
Your specific lines.
Yeah, exactly. You now have your farming lines that are specific, so that's all good. But I want you to go to the armament store for me for a second. Yeah, the armament shop. So here's the thing: when you get all of your nuts and bolts and stuff, what are you buying every week?
Well, first I want to go for any gold stuff for my main 3 fighting lines. Right, that'll be my number 1 priority because that's everything here. It's all pretty much that, and or farming specific ones, like if the miner pants, if the oil one needs no. Oh no, that's right. That's purples. That's purples only.
Right. Here's the thing: you will get gold fragments for these other ones. Like I have farming boots that I'm working on at the same time, the legendary boots, but I'm not using them. You can still work on it, but that's the thing. That's why we're trying to get rid of as much weight as we can so that we have a little bit of room to still have some of the things that we want to work on. But here's the truth.
Okay.
Your most valuable thing from this shop that you want to buy every single week is the 5 honing chips.
Ah, okay.
Honing chips in this game are so freaking valuable because of the fact that, number one, they're expensive to buy personally, and they are so quintessential to making sure that you're actually a fighting force to reckon with. Okay? So your most cost-effective things that you're going to want to buy in this every single week is the honing chips, at least at the bare minimum.
Got it.
From there, you're going to buy the specific, scroll up to the top. As an infantry main, you're going to buy your pants fragments choice box or your choice box, and then the 2 types of infantry stuff.
Got it.
Forget the range, forget the riders, forget the farming, forget the leaders. There's basically 4 things to purchase every week. Your choice boxes, your specific boxes, and your honing chips.
Got it. Yeah, whatever your troop main is, that's what you should be. On top of the honing chips, then you get anything that can be used to make your main troop lines stronger. That's it.
Right. It's called hyper focus, not medium focus.
Not trying to build a rider line when you're a troop on your infantry main.
Yeah, don't try to build riders when you're still repping orange equipment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So far we've covered beasts we've covered heroes and equipment and armaments and stuff. And so far things are looking pretty good. I mean, like I said, you've gone through enough. We've limited a little bit in regards to your might. We've cut some of it. We've given you some focus on where to go next. Do you have any other questions that you're looking for to get answered?
No, I mean, I'm kind of like a blank slate. So everything we've gone over has been a tremendous help to me. Tremendous. So I don't know enough to ask a specific question because I was kind of wandering around, bumping off walls. So
I see what you're saying.
I'm not knowledgeable enough to ask you a really good question. Everything you're telling me, I'm just soaking it up right now.
Well, the beautiful thing is that I'll be the first one to tell you, there's no such thing as a stupid question. So to think that you don't know enough about it to ask a question, I think is probably a way that I would prefer. I'm hoping that you're going to eventually get to a point where you'll be okay to ask me even the things that you think might be stupid.
Okay. Here's a stupid question. I've heard people say, this is dispatching already. I've heard people say, with trucks, I've heard people say it's not worth it, not worth the time investment to go around, setting up your trucks. It's kind of a waste. I mean, what do you think?
It's absolutely not a waste.
Okay.
You get honing chips. You get steel fragments. You get armament trackers. There's gems, resources, and everything else for free. It's not a waste. Okay. It's annoying. Okay. And I will agree with you. It's annoying. It's like Water War and Bounty Ground. Okay? Both of them are annoying as balls, but are so fundamentally important for getting done every week.
Yeah.
Right? The honing chips, the armament fragments, the armament trackers, right? From the bounty ground, all of that stuff is super, super, super important. The fragments from Water War, super important. Just like in these trucks, the rewards you get for doing them are important. It's just super taxing. I think it's a dumb addition to the game, but it's definitely not something that you want to avoid doing, especially because it's free and it really doesn't take you very much.
Okay. Yeah, it's just it does take time and it's a little tedious, but the rewards are still above that line.
And here's what I would also suggest, though, to make it easier for you.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of going through, if you go to your vehicle section right now, if you open up your vehicle, not that one, sorry, the thing we were just talking about, the truck section, the truck stop.
This one or the
other one, the rating one. So if you go to the other shipments, this is the only part that I'm a little ticked off about, because the rewards are great, But the problem is the selection that they give you is shit. Okay?
Oh yeah, it doesn't make any sense because it's always somebody who's like 5 to 10% stronger. Maybe 1 out of 20 trucks is something you can actually, you have at least a first glance, you have a shot at taking, but most of the
Exactly.
time it's like they're too strong. It's like,
It's
this is
stupid.
0.
I 100% agree. It's absolutely stupid. So here's, I'm going to give you a little bit of a trick that makes it a little bit easier.
Okay.
Back out of this screen, zoom out a little bit to the map. At the very top where the map coordinates are, click on that. And put in, I don't give a shit what there's a new...
Okay. Yeah, go to a different world.
Go to any region. Who cares? I'll just put in a random region. 666. Perfect. And from here, you can kind of just scroll the map. Look, there's an orange one right there.
Yeah. Right. They got some of the lower hones. They got a legendary.
And it's a
badge.
13,000. So you should have no problem taking that.
Yeah.
Right? Use
I
your
can
first
just go
save. Doesn't
in.
really matter. And you're going to take that no problem.
Boom. Yeah. Okay.
So
Yep.
so pick a random region and then just spend some time scrolling the region. It's way better to do it that way than to try to spend the time doing it the other way. Because the other way is toxic, but this way you can at least get a couple in in 5 minutes or something like that. You can get a couple typically in any region that you jump to.
Yeah.
So it just makes it easier from there. Now, I do want to touch a little bit into beasts before we cut off here.
Okay.
Just because beasts are obviously an important factor to the game. And I want to kind of give you a good idea on what to do with beasts, at least as a low spending / free to play / not a whale.
Yeah. Yeah.
So go to your beasts for a second.
Oh, should I go to...
Okay. So you've got your Crystal Pangolin awakened. What's he look like for your potential and stuff like that? Okay, so you're working at getting him fully, which is good. Makes sense. So when you come to beasts, I think the hardest the hardest question that people have is to figure out how to pair them, right? Who to put them with.
I've heard at least a dozen different theories on who your main beast, your support beast, and who you should assign those beasts to in the field, or if you're doing garrison or rat. It makes my head spin.
Mm-hmm. Let me give you the basics in the easiest way I can possible. Okay. In reality, there's only 2 beasts that really matter. The rest, I'm not going to say don't matter. Like, beasts obviously matter. They're very influential in the game. They do a lot of damage. They're important to have. But, it's less important on who you pair them with and more important about how you have them statted and chipped. Okay?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, the main beasts that matter are your physical beasts. Your Crystal and Hammer Pangolin, as well as your Corpse Bull and Undead Bull.
Yeah.
Okay. These are the ones that matter the most because your rally and garrisons work different than the other beasts. They end up dealing ridiculous amounts of damage in rallies and garrisons. That's where they shine. That's where they're focused. That's why they are one of the hardest ones to get and to build up and things like that. Because they're super important. Now, does that mean that they cannot be used in the field? No. They still do really well in the field. In reality, they only lose out one of their major one of their major skills that they get for being in garrison, but they still get all of their damage and all that kind of stuff still comes with them. So they're still pretty good in the field.
Yeah.
But when you ask yourself who to pair them with, okay, let me ask you a question. How much do you spend in the game?
Like
without putting an actual number, do you consider yourself like an average spender? Do you consider yourself more free to play? Do you consider yourself more
mid? I would say a mid-low spender.
Okay, mid to low spending, right? So when it comes to beasts, have you invested a lot of money into your beasts?
Let me just try to scroll through my brain what I'd spend on it. Not really, because there's a number of events. I might spend some gems on like the exploration one, just to get more stamina to kind of keep going out and fight.
But most of your beasts have grown up organically, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Perfect. So here's how I'm going to break this down to you. As a mid to low spending player, you're going to work on what the game is going to be nice enough to give you. Okay?
Okay. So just what the events provide.
What you are able to earn from it. Outside of those 4 that we spoke about, the Hammer Pangolin, the Crystal Pangolin, the Undead Bull, and the Corpse Bull, the other ones you're going to kind of let grow organically. Because they take a lot to grow, unfortunately. And so you kind of, without making too many decisions on who you're going to hyper-focus on, which other beasts you're going to hyper-focus, you want to make sure that your Corpse Bull, your Hammer Pangolin, your Undead Bull, and your Crystal Pangolin are awakened, potentialed, and, like fully there. Because
as strong as you can get them. Yeah.
Right, because even if you have just those 4, that's 2 marching lines that you can use, and you can swap them to garrison, and you can swap them to rally as you need, and it gives you a lot of mobility. And then you can pair them with whatever the game is nice enough to give you. Like there, you've got an 86 level or a level 86 Sabertooth. There's nothing wrong with pairing a pangolin with a Sabertooth. There's nothing wrong with pairing a pangolin with General Crab. In fact, my favorite pairing is the pangolin with General Crab, with the giant crab.
Okay.
And that comes down to understanding a little bit about what's called diminishing returns. Have you ever heard of the term diminishing returns?
Yeah. The more you put in, you're not gaining as much incrementally each time, kind of.
Right. The more that you spend on something, the less effective it becomes.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Well, guess what? This happens with beasts too. Look at your top beast for a second. Let's look at his attributes. Okay, so you've got 50 combo, 171 crit, and 411 counter. Do you know what those mean?
0. Bigger numbers are better.
They translate to a trigger rate for your special attributes. So click on the question mark by special attributes. Let's talk a little bit about how this works. When your biochemical beast deals damage, okay?
Yeah.
They have the capability to trigger crit, combo, or counter. When they either deal damage or are dealt damage, they have the ability to trigger crit, combo, or counter. Depending on their overall stat that you have will equate to a higher trigger rate. Okay?
Okay.
But here's where we're going to do a little bit of math. Back out of this screen for a second, and let's remember some numbers. Let's take a look at combo and crit, because they're the closest that we can relate them together. Okay? So combo is 50, crit is 171. Go into your special attributes.
Oh, just
Yeah, go back into there. So that 50 combo is converting to a 7.7% trigger rate. Correct?
Okay. Yes.
Whereas that crit, which is 171% or 171 crit rate, is only attributing to a 22.2% crit trigger rate.
Yeah.
Well, technically speaking, it should equate to more than that. Because if 7.7% is what 50 gives me, then 7.7 times 3, 7, 14, 21, 23.2, well, where's the rest of my trigger rate? Why am I missing trigger rate? So in your trigger rate, the less points you have on it, the higher your trigger point per value is. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, you get more at the beginning, and then as you go up that curve, you're getting a little bit less.
So not only do you get diminishing returns from the simple act of diminishing returns, but they've also added this effectively what you could consider to be exponential regression.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what this tells us is, unless you're a whale, where you can stat these however the hell you want, and you can put, 1,200, because even your other one at 471 points only converts to a 40% trigger rate.
Yeah.
So now we're even converting less, right? Which means that in order to get 100% trigger rate, which I don't even know if it's possible, you would have to have close to 1,500 points. Well, let me ask you, what's better? 100% trigger rate on one or 3 at 50% each?
Yeah, that 3 at 50% is going to be a lot more, three different special attacks have 50% chance of hitting.
Versus one having 100% chance of hitting. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yep.
So in my concept is, and what's worked really well for me, is trying to balance those 3 stats as much as you can, right, across your beast, which is also why I pair the pangolin with the general crab, with the giant crab. Because if you back out of here and you look at the giant crab for a second, right beside him. General crab. Yeah, the general crab. Yeah. He brings combo and corrode in his kit, right? Look at in his skills, sorry. Look at his skills. No. Just on the little circles. Back out, your little circles.
Oh, yeah.
So if you go to the second one, for example, when triggering a combo, inflicts corrosion.
Yeah.
And corrosion damage is it's not blockable, and it doesn't trigger other skills. Okay? So if I go to the first guy, the hammer or the crystal pangolin, and the crystal pangolin I know provides crit and counter naturally in his kit, then if I pair him with the general crab is providing combo and corrode. This effectively means that every bit of damage that I'm doing or being dealt has the capability of triggering all 4 damaging abilities.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
So when you ask, well, who's the best one to balance with? It really just depends. And with chips, because chips are add so much capability for us, effectively changing a beast's attributes. Like, look at your chips for a second. So if you look at these chips, you're going to understand a couple of things. First off, you have 2 of them that are paired in different groups. Right? They're different arrays, but that's providing you bonus counter and bonus combo trigger. So because we know what that combo and counter trigger rate does to those stats do to our trigger rate, right? We can start to see how even adding 50 combo adds a 7% chance to trigger, right?
Yeah.
So just by having those 2 pieces be in the same framework, you're adding that extra trigger rate just by having them there. But when you look at those and legendaries and you pair, if you, for example, put all 6 of the same type, not only are you getting the 2-piece array, but you're getting the 4-piece damage array bonus, which stacks damage on top of things. So for my crystal pangolin, for example, I've gone and put all of the combo set on it. Because it's naturally providing crit and counter in its own attributes. It doesn't provide combo, so I'm going to use chips to provide that combo. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you can add it to crit, you can add it to combo, you can add it to counter, whichever stat you really want to increase, you can put that chip on the way that you want. So then when you're going to ask, well, what chips are the best? Again, number 1, it's going to be whatever the game is going to give you.
Yeah.
Number 2, work on what they give you, and then, like in this set, for example, you have 4 of the 6 for the full framework. Pardon me. So I would simply use your elite fragments to try to fill in those bottom 2 pieces in your legs.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, and get a 4-piece array on one of them.
Yep.
So that I get the bigger bonus. And it's the stuff that the game is just feeding me naturally.
That's right. And then that way, so when it comes down to what are you focusing on, well, you're really just focusing on the holes, the gaps that the game hasn't provided you.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yep. Perfect.
So that's really what you're going to do with your beasts and with your chips. And that by its own right, that knowledge by its own right is going to open up a whole bunch of potential for you. Because just understanding that you don't have to pair them pangolin with pangolin, fire with fire, water with water, there is so much customization and freedom in that you really can do pretty much anything that you want. So I pair crystal pangolin with general crab. You can pair them that way. You can pair them with the shield if you wanted to go with the Gaia Deer and have a little bit more tanky. If you want to go with the Blaze Tooth saber tooth and have a little bit more crit and a little bit bonus crit damage. I mean, you can go that way too. There's lots of freedom, but you're really because we're not whales, we're looking at what the game is going to provide for us and then supplementing the holes that we didn't get from it.
Okay, yeah. If the game gave me lots of good crit stuff for my Crystal Pangolin, then I'd say, well, I don't need the Blaze Sabertooth because that's just stacking more crit on it. I said I want to fill in the holes that the game is left for me on the Crystal and try to fill in the gaps.
Yeah,
to spread it out.
And if the game does give you a bunch of crit on your chips, then just use those. There's nothing wrong with that. If the game's going to give you a bunch of it, then use it.
Yeah.
Right? Yep. The biggest difference, I think the biggest thing that most people have to understand is that there's a huge difference between understanding this game as a whale and understanding this game as an average player. There's a massive difference. If we're talking about the top 1 or 2% where 1 or 2% of your stats is going to change things, then there's a totally different metric when you're talking about who to pair them with and how to chip them and everything. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about what's the best that you can do with what you have, right? Yeah. And since you don't have everything, right, you use what you can and you supplement where you're lacking.
Yep. Yep.
Does that make sense?
100%.
Perfect. Well, that's pretty much all that we can really go into and kind of talk about without getting too in depth, because I mean, we've really touched on everything. We've touched on beasts, we've touched on armaments, we've touched on heroes, we've set you up some lines. We've talked about what lines you want to do and how many lines you want to march. I've given you my suggestions for leaders and co-leaders. You know what to do with armaments from here.
Yeah, farmers we covered.
Yeah, I mean we've kind of gone through a little bit of everything. So, is there any other questions or things that you want clarified?
I mean, everything we've gone over is stuff that I needed to learn.
Yeah,
it definitely is getting me. It gives me much more guidance to how I want to build. Continue building my account towards, instead of I was kind of just a little bit kind of wandering around a little bit. Now it's I see the path through the forest. It's this is the smart path. Mm-hmm. The whale path is in a completely different, time zone.
It's Whales in a totally different dimension, man. It's a totally different game.
They can just knock down everything in front of them and just say, I'm going to grab everything. But if you're not a whale, it's no, I can't knock down the whole forest. So I need to find that path that, is best for me. And, that will give me the good strength, at the best or lowest cost.
I might not be able to clear the whole forest, but I can clear a path.
Yeah.
Then that's all that really matters.
Yep. It's been perfect what you've gone over.
Perfect. Well, if that's kind of it, then I think that's kind of all we need to do tonight. You've got a lot to work on. You've got a lot to look towards. And if you don't have any other questions or things that have been bothering you or things that you've been curious about, then we can kind of wrap it up here, I think, pretty well. All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up for our first episode of School's in Session. I'd like to thank you all for joining us. If you haven't already, smash that like button. Comment down below what your favorite tip or trick of the day was. If you'd like to be featured on this, if you'd like to take part in this new segment, go ahead and reach out to me either in comments or in the game itself. As I've mentioned before, GROP in Region 420 is currently recruiting active fighters. If you are currently above 100 million with Tier 6, Tier 5, and the willingness to learn and fight, then reach out to me in game or on chat and let's get hooked up and hopefully we can get you start growing with us today. Other than that being said, folks, I hope you guys enjoyed because I had a lot of fun. Let's get this segment rolling. Love, peace, chicken grease, and until next time, stay lifted.